There we go. Yeah, so it looks like on the 15 that there's possible equal highs in here. Just in this nice and tight in there. That's a bit of a liquidity sweep in here. And then obviously put a bit of a break to the downside. Might break some along here. Further back. But anyway, it's obviously it's come back to possibly mitigate out of summer. It's broken a low in here. So structure wise, I would be maybe looking at like lows there. Yeah, see that. So because these are all fairly even lows, to be honest, on the bodies. So I personally would pick the lowest of them, which is where it's at, this one here. So I wouldn't class any of this as like a structure high or low, mainly because we've got maybe a high here, high low. Structure for me, guys, by the way, is everything for anyone that's not been on one of my lives or anything like that before. So you've got a high, a low, a high, and then a low down here. Yeah. So when it creates this low here, anything in between these 2 points here is noise. You maybe class that as a high and a low in here, but I'd more class that as sideways movement, to be honest. I want to see quite a few candles in the same direction. So here you've got 4, 5, 6, 7 candles as a down, and then you've got 3 or 4 plus these little bits here, possibly as a pullback. So this is just there's 1, maybe 2 of each candles here and there. So that's just consolidation for me. So I say that anything that happens in between these 2 points is pretty much noise. It might create liquidity, things like that. So it is still doing something, but I don't class it as structure until this level's broken, which it is here, or the high is broken, which would be where I've got this orange line already. That's where I'm one of the lines I've opened to break for the buy. So I've got this marked up for I had this marked up for a sell before pre-Christmas. Yeah, but I'll not go on to that because there's a couple of highs, 15-minute highs. I believe what a 15-minute high is in here. I was hoping it breaks this one or this one, put it back and mitigates out of this here, this wick, down wick. Might be news. But yeah, obviously, I believe that the market is always telling you beforehand where it's wanting to go. You've just got to be patient. So with this here, if this is actual structure, so you've got a push up, creates a low, breaks the previous high, so higher high, and then it's broke this lower, this low, just stick low. So it broke that. So now I'm maybe thinking it could. From here, it's coming up. Obviously, you might want to mitigate out of this order here. And then if it comes and breaks below this green line, this is what I'd class as the 1 minute low. I do think it's going to go a touch higher first, but if market opens, breaks below this green line at the minute, then it might be something I look at getting into. So, but I think it's going to do this, to be honest, still. If this is the right order, break that low, come back into the supply up there, then maybe sell off down to here again before doing similar on the 1 minute down here. It's the same. This green line is what I originally had marked up. it's not that's not the best setup that I'm looking for. I've already marked it up because we were talking about it earlier. Like I say, there might be a bit of a trend, equal highs, sweep, big push away. But yeah, far from the best setup. It's mid-range. I mean, if you look on any of the higher time frames on the 4-up, it's about 50% of this leg, so not the best. So yeah, I think for me, guys, I'll probably give this one a miss and just mark it up. Unless it presents something really clean, but I'd much prefer this to have had a bigger liquidity sweep of some sort, or more liquidity swept, and a definite breaker structure. If it had broke under these, then it's an area I'd maybe think it's coming to. But there's a lot of imbalance. There's a bit of imbalance up here as well. I don't think there's any imbalance this directly here, just above what we've got marked. So that might be a good sign, but we can only analyze it as it's coming. Yeah, this is the 1 minute low that I'd be wanting it to maybe break. If the body closes below this, I would assume it's going to come and fill an imbalance in there. But you've got triple highs here. But if it was to break it, I would maybe be thinking that somewhat like that would be an possible entry. But yeah, it's just a waiting game. So until lows are broken, we sit on our hands and literally do nothing. And that's that's why I'm waiting for structure breaks, is because if we've got, say, the 4 hours, I think it's bullish, bearish. I think overall it's bullish anyway, to be honest. But it broke below these, I would maybe be thinking it's overall bearish. But yeah, so it might just continue going up, to be honest, if it's overall bullish. So yeah, it might come back to here, to be honest. It might sweep all this, come back down. Someone messaged me earlier and wanted me to go over EU as well, what I thought this was doing. So I'll do on a bit of a higher time frame analysis and see what I think. Don't get much joy with EU, to be honest. I don't think it's the best. Again, it looks mid-range-ish again. Mid-range to this. So on the weekly, could be anywhere, could go either way. Daily. If anyone else has got any input, by the way, guys, if you feel free to jump in and correct me on anything. I'd say it's currently short-term bearish, a bit longer-term bullish, but I think it's maybe heading for there. Taps into 8 highs there. The daily. Maybe long term it might head up there, to be honest. Although I have got these couple of zones here. Obviously it's hit this zone here. There's probably a liquidity sweep somewhere, it's a trend line sweep or equal highs in there. touched into it and it's broken below the 15-minute structure low in there, and it's done the same both sides. So long on the daily, say I think it's short term bearish. It might come and fill this, to be honest. Might come and fill in all the imbalance. There's trend line here, so this probably won't hold. Trend line equal highs in here. That's probably my overall prediction, I think. But it's like I say, it's mid range. It could do anything at the minute. But there's trend line sweeps in here, so I do think it might want to come and mitigate out of this. Yeah, I'd mark both these zones if you guys want to screenshot that or anything. It could take both ends. Like I say, this trend line sweeps both sides. So just wait and see. This obviously this has swept both sides as well with this wick and that wick. So middle of nowhere at the minute for me. You got any input on that, Ali? You want to?
Sorry, mate. I was busy replying to Sean on Messenger. What was that?
Yes, I'm just saying. What do you reckon for EU, mate? Someone messaged me earlier asking to write what I think, but for me, I think it's just the middle of nowhere, and it could do either, to be honest. So,
yeah, I can see reasons for it going down and up, mate.
Yeah.
I was just looking at the DXY as well, and it's in a similar position. It's failed, but it's basically took the high and the low of Thursday, and it's just sat middle of the range.
Yeah, like I said, there's trend lines and sweeps both sides as well. So it's.
I don't like he hates me, so I tend to stay away from it.
No, I said that a minute ago, mate. I don't really get loads of success on it, you know.
Too, I would imagine looking at them weekly, we're probably going to continue bearish. I would have thought. I do have a level marked at 108,698, which I think is a daily fair value gap, which I pretty much think. Yeah, I do think it's. Don't know, difficult, isn't it? The weekly definitely looks bearish. The daily looks. Yeah. I haven't looked at the 4 hour yet. What's the 4 hour looking like?
Yeah. Well, I would say, like, structure wise on this, I don't even know if I class this as structure if I was taking the normal rules in. It has broken that, so it could, like you say, it could come up to this and continue lower. That's an option.
I wouldn't want to look for. So let me just have a look what we're doing. So we've not created any bearish fair value gaps on the hour, but we've got a big bullish one, and it's just made a 4 hour one as well.
Yeah,
bullish. So I wouldn't want to be looking for any sells until I think 109,278 that level, until that level's like traded through.
Yeah. That's what this high here. Sorry, still on the weekly, right? But it's the body of this in it.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, 109,278. It's like the bottom of the hour.
Yeah.
Fair value gap, probably the 4 hours. Well, sorry, my internet's slow, so it's just taking a while to load the chart.
Yes,
man. Fucking dreadful, man. I can't get any. Yeah, so it's basically the bottom of the 4 hour fair value gap and the hourly. It's the same.
Yeah.
So I'd want to see that level low on the hour, probably
Yeah.
minimum 15 minute. And I want to see a fair value gap created, like a bearish one as well.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but even so, I mean, yeah, I think it's probably coming down, mate. Looking at it.
Yeah. I think I'm slightly in favour of down, but like you say, you've got this on the daily as well. You've got this big push down as well. So
Yeah.
I think it could continue from that.
Yeah, I'm going to go bearish on it, mate.
Yeah, especially because it's broken possibly this here as well with all this. So this might have mitigated out of here now, and it's going to continue lower.
It's also
do that.
It's took a structural low on the weekly as well, hasn't it?
Yeah. Well, I think they're the same. I think it's the daily and the weekly. Is it same?
Yeah.
Broke below these, definitely on this. So yeah, difficult one. Very difficult to read.
Yeah, it's definitely broke structure on the weekly.
Yeah.
So we'll see if it puts another high in or not.
Yeah, well, I know it's filled this fair value gap as well.
Yeah, it's the last one on the so it respected that one. So 9, you would think it's going to go lower and not come up.
Yeah, it definitely looks like there's more for it to want to go lower for. There's tiny little pockets up here of imbalance, but the small out there, down here, I think we've got a few got these sort of chunks going on.
Yeah, it's filled. It's filled
a
up
fair bit down here as well. So
already. Yeah, I can't see any real reason. Everything looks balanced up above.
yeah, let's have a quick look at the Dixie. See what's
the Dixie's pretty much the same, mate. It's broken the highs.
Yeah. I mean, it's on here. It might be just mitigated out. So if that's strength, that's EU down in it. Yeah. This, I mean, we don't trade the XY, but it's hit that. So I might get a new high on the Dixie. So lower on EU. Yeah, I'm saying lower on EU. Obviously, you've got to find your own entries and confluences type things.
Keep getting EU is not very nice to me, so
no, like I said, I'm not a fan myself, mate. To be honest, I always mark it up and follow it, but I think personally it's probably the most manipulated market. So
yeah, I think that's why I struggle with it. Could look at GJ if you want, if you've got time.
Yeah, of course, mate. Yeah.
See what you think.
Equal highs in a minute. Are you looking at it in particular, mate, or you just want to see what I think?
Just seeing where you think markets are going. So if you look at the daily, we failed to close. So you see, we've had 2 days of big expansion of price, haven't we?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking it failed to close above Thursday's high.
Yeah.
On Friday, so that to me means that fair value gap it created.
Yeah.
Not that. Yeah, the one it created on Friday. I think that will be traded back into to potentially go higher.
Yeah.
But we've got a weekly bearish fair value gap sitting just above that, so it might trade into that to then push lower. But there's a nice 4-hour imbalance that within that daily imbalance that you just marked up.
Yeah.
And if you drop down to
There's a gap here, isn't there? Yeah.
that's it, there's a gap there, mate, and you've got that weekly imbalance as well. If you drop to the 4-hour,
Yeah.
I don't know where you are. Did you mark the daily imbalance on the most recent one?
No, sorry, mate, I did the weekly. Same as well, a weekly. So this weekly daily line up above.
Yeah. You got a little gap
daily
there.
lower as well. Yeah.
Yeah, if you drop to the 4-hour, and then you can see there's a nice 4-hour imbalance sat within that. Also, there you gap, whichever.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You're right. Yeah, it's definitely a target, mate.
Yeah, it looks
just above it as well.
It's if you look on like the 15-minute and stuff, it does look quite like it had a big started to be a big push down at a market close. So I would expect it's coming down for something.
Yeah.
You got equal lows at 182.835 on the 15-minute.
Yeah.
There you go. You've marked them with a green line already, anyway.
Oh, there. Sorry.
That's the start of the daily.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
that's it. That's the start of the 4-hour imbalance. That is.
Yeah.
So
I just noticed this as well, mate. Target. Yeah, I think it's coming up here still, mate. Because I'm not keen on JPY pairs anyway. They're not. If you catch them, the monster moves. But for how I trade, they tend to go without coming back for the final mitigation for me.
yeah, I quite like CJ. That move's nice.
Yeah. I mean, I'll need to look into that. It's fair value gap imbalance type thing. See if that was because what I've found at the minute, I'm checking on me 15-minute fair value gaps because without realizing, I only realized because someone asked in the chat last week, and I'm finding a lot of these fair value gaps on the 15 are actually balanced price action on a lower time frame. So I'm marking to like the imbalance when maybe it should be further down here, and then this is being mitigated, and then playing out on the 1 minute and getting good trades out of it, or would have got good trades out of it. But
is this out of the 4-hour zones on the 15-minute? Is it?
yeah, so obviously my red zone is like a 4-hour point of interest, usually liquidity sweep, and then obviously I'm wanting it to come back in on the 15-minute time frame and then break structure. So it's broke below here and here. So if this is a valid, if this is imbalanced in here, then I would really expect this to be a decent little zone to trade from. But it's a long way away now, in it. So that might be the thing that it might have gone a long way away.
Might have. It'd be working its way back up, maybe.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it is. I mean, it's a 4-hour leg, but like 400 pips away. But I'd certainly have preferred it to be a bit closer. But yeah, it's. I mean, but possibly even overall, mate, as well. It's still bullish anyway. You could argue that know it's doing this, but because I'm close below this one, it still makes me think could do that. You know, these could be liquidity sweeps and things. So
Yeah,
I'd have definitely been happier if it had a body closed below here on the 4 or something.
Yeah.
So just something to bear in mind, I guess. But yeah, like you said, JPY pairs are fantastic if you can catch them. Like, I think, what was this one? Well, 800 to 1. I should have held that. I think I took 12R from it.
What, did it go 800R, did it?
It's gone favour, mate. Yeah, it's gone. There you go. 934R.
Oh, you don't need one of those, mate. You could retire.
You're definitely not getting paid out from the broker for that one.
Mate, you'd have bankrupted the brokers. They would have told you to fuck right off.
Yeah, they would have, yeah. They'd be messaging me up here going, can you close that trade out, please, mate?
Yeah, please close the trade.
Please, we need you to.
You'd be right on Finity because they would have A-booked you, so they're
well, yeah,
probably
yeah.
have about 5% risk on it or something.
Yeah.
You're laughing.
Definitely. So yeah,
anyone?
I'm hoping for up here, mate. You maybe get some out of here as well. A little break through that zone anyway. Yeah, I'm body closed above it, out of it, so that's on 15.
TJ's in a similar spot as well.
CJ was that, sorry, mate.
Yeah, it's in a similar position on like for a setup as well. Because I sold CJ on Friday night, didn't I? And I took a little bit, just over 1% off it. But if you like look at it on the daily, it's a very similar setup to GJ, wasn't it? We just looked at. Yeah. So you got failed to break the close above Thursday's high. The only thing you haven't got on there is you haven't got a weekly. No, you haven't. Yeah, you haven't. You've got that gap in the market, which is through.
Are you classing that as a gap still, or?
Don't know. I like to see body closes through it, mate.
Yeah.
But whether it might have, I don't know what time frame it body closed through it. It would have been probably on like the 4 hour maybe, or the hour.
I'm back. See if I can...
You would have got a body close through it. I think it was a 4 hour. I think you'd want to see a body close through it on whatever time frame the gap's on, which is the weekly.
Yeah.
So I guess you.
Yeah. No, it's not there on the daily either, is it? So.
Daily, I think it's the 4 hour. Is what it's traded through it. No, maybe on the hour. Yeah, I'd probably. I mean, to say it's pretty good, I'd probably see a body close through it on a weekly, to be honest.
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking, mate. It's
but it's definitely bearish at the minute. I think it's coming down to 108.030, that low on the. I think I'm on a 4 hour at the minute, but.
Yeah.
Yeah, on a 4 hour.
These are definitely a target for.
Yeah.
Something.
There's a nice There's a nice order block sat at. Where are we? We go on the hourly.
Do you mean above it, like?
No, if you go on the hourly and go to, you'll see it quite clearly. I think if you go back to recent price action on the hourly. So zoom into it a little bit. So then keep zooming open a little bit. You see those? See where your cursor is now? The line goes across.
Yeah.
Go to the left, down. Those 2 red candles there.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It's the top of the wick on that red candle. Not that green wick, the red wick. There you go. That there down to the lower wick is my order block.
Yeah.
That's quite nice because that sits within a daily imbalance as well.
Yeah.
Fuck, my internet's slow tonight. So yeah, I quite like that. I quite like it coming down into there and tapping that area, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't.
It's I think that's probably a good zone, to be fair, mate. Because just as if you look at it from like a flip zone or breaker block point of view, I think you've possibly got a breaker there. So this is sweep, you know. So order goes in from the banks, sweep this trend line, push up. It's mitigated out of the breaker, so it might want to close out of this now, mate, before continuing up.
Yeah, I like it. I don't like anything below it very much. It's nice. It's quite clean, that as well.
Yeah.
There was it wicked back into the order block. So basically, all those down candles to the left of that one.
Yeah.
The ones, those they or the down candles.
Yeah.
Just below that'd be an order block on a higher time frame. So it's already.
Yeah.
So I'd say that's all mitigated, but it's kind of left that one alone. And it looks like it's coming down to it. Right down to it. At the minimum, it's going to sweep that wick low, the 108030. Definitely, I think. Not that one, mate. Higher up.
Yeah. Might even come down here somewhere, to be honest, mate. Bit of a sweep in here as well.
Yeah, it might work. It might react out of that and then continue lower.
Yeah.
But looking at the previous daily candles, I don't think it will. I think it will tap into that daily imbalance and go up higher.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah. There's plenty of options on it, and it's another one of them, mate. It's very big wicks, extensive wicks on the daily, isn't there? All this. Yeah, I mean, looking at the daily, mate, I think it's bullish still. Anyway, just on the recent daily structure, anyway. I'm classing that as structure.
That order block also sits on a quarter level, quite nice as well.
Yeah.
So
so this very well could just continue now, mate. To be honest, because it's not broken on the daily below here. And I don't normally really use the daily, but
no, it can give you a bit of clarity on where you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I suppose if you think about structure wise, obviously the minutes make up the 15 make up the 4 makes up the daily. So if the daily's showing as bullish, the 4 hours showing possibly bullish on the dot. Yeah, 4 hours bullish. As long as your lower time frames are bullish as well, you would assume it's going to be a big bullish move coming up, maybe 15.
Yeah. It all looks.
Yeah, it's 15's bullish. So I would say this is definitely going up, mate. I think one might not be, but the one will change first, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like we're just having a pullback because I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway.
This could be 1 minute structure to a degree. I know it's the extreme, but I mean, it might back into it might turn from here, to be honest. But I think this is going higher first, at least.
Yeah, fingers crossed, mate. I hope.
Yeah.
I might set a pending on that for tomorrow. Just see.
Just because I said
Yeah, cost you
50 lots easy.
That's just why you got standard 100 lots on demo.
Yeah. Minimum.
Yeah, that was. I'll close that out at the end for 96k.
Yeah.
Just looking over some other ones. I don't